The Rio Grande Valley has been through a lot since the pandemic first hit the area in early March of 2020. Preventing the virus from spreading was an immediate priority, and UT Health RGV played a key role in that effort. Some of the UTRGV medical professionals who were on the front lines when the world changed talked recently with the newsroom about just how different their lives are today. They're still masked, still giving and getting vaccines and boosters, still being careful. But now, with the availability of vaccines, they feel they can take a breath, look to the future, and have hope for a return to some normalcy. Dr. Brandon Cantazaro, Program Director for UTRGV's Internal Medicine Residency Program at DHR, was among the first individuals at UTRGV to be vaccinated against COVID-19 in late December last year.
I've done very well with the vaccine. I haven't had COVID, and we're seeing patients every day. And around June, July, and August is really when things changed overnight. And the hospital pretty much turned into a war zone. I've never seen the emergency department, so overwhelmed in such a short period of time, and people were so sick, and the volume that we saw, it was incredible. The residents that we train and our faculty did such a phenomenal job to band together as a team. We had residents that were placed in the emergency room. We created additional teams in the emergency department because the emergency department pretty much became a critical care unit. We had residents in a COVID unit, and we were taking care of about 76 COVID patients.
Today, though, Cantazaro looks around the same emergency department and sees a team of individuals who know firsthand just how impactful their actions are in the community, and mentions how they're still not finished just yet.
The response by those residents and our faculty was phenomenal. They wanted to be there to serve our community. They would ask me, please let us go to the COVID unit. We want to take care of these patients. We want to serve the community. It was an incredibly overwhelming response of wanting to serve. It's not over. We're still coming off of some of the aftermath, and we're extremely proud of everybody.
One of the UTRGV frontline medical professionals who helped lead the charge against COVID-19 was Dr. Linda Nelson, Senior Director of Clinical Operations for UT Health RGV and the UTRGV School of Medicine. For her, the holidays this year aren't bleak like they were last year. She and her husband will be able to travel to Florida to see their children for Christmas. Last year, she stayed in the valley, where she knew the people needed her the most. After months in sweltering tent clinics covered head to toe in full protective equipment all day, Nelson vividly remembers the feeling when she finally got her first COVID-19 vaccine.
Now it's going to be your turn to get the vaccine. What does that mean to you?
It means I might live. It was hope. What could I say? It was hope for me.
Nelson said the medical professionals she works with all went through the fear and sometimes despair, but never gave up.
There was such joy in even injecting one person, and there was so much thankfulness from the valley, from everyone that came through the line. They would bless us, pray for us, and thank us for giving them the vaccine. And it fills your heart with goodness to know that people appreciate what we're doing. So for me, it was life-changing.
UT Health RGV's testing and vaccination efforts also took a heavy toll on Daniela Garza, an Edinburgh native and a physician assistant with Unimóvil, a mobile clinic that travels to rural and underserved communities in the area. She said the hardships of the Valley community, which she loves, were heartbreaking.
Being out, I was out in the tents, and I proudly served my community out in the tents for 13 months, and it was just some of the toughest 13 months that I've had ever as a medical provider. Being in the sun in full PPE or being in the bitter cold in full PPE was really different. And it sometimes feels like it was a dream/nightmare that I'm so glad that part of the pandemic journey is over. And then now coming back to the clinic and coming back to the communities that I serve at, seeing to them how much the pandemic has affected them is really daunting, and it's very heavy to hear as a provider.
All three of these UTRGV frontline heroes have this in common. They each continue to do what they can to serve the Valley community, no matter the obstacles ahead.
We really banded together as a team, and I think that's what kept me, motivated and, kept me going every day was the camaraderie, the motivation from the residents and the faculty, and the desire to serve this population. And so many people were so sick. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
I love what I do. I mean, this is my calling. I think that I've always been motivated to help people. I've always loved nursing and wanted to be a nurse from the time I was 5. And I think that I continue to search for something else I can do for the Valley and for the people I care for.
I have a lot of hope that things will get better. I have a lot of faith that things will get better, and I genuinely love what I do. Sometimes it's hard, it's taken its toll on me and my community.
And as we prepare for the new year of 2022, we can and should reflect on what has happened since COVID-19 changed the world. UT Health RGV has administered more than 97,000 vaccines to the Rio Grande Valley community beginning in the middle of December 2020 to December 7th this year. 44.9% were male and 55.1% were female. The majority of those vaccines given to people around 20 and 50 years of age. Over 52,000 vaccines given in Hidalgo County, and over 32,000 given in Cameron County. But we must also look forward to what lies ahead. Reporting for the newsroom at UTRGV, I'm Marisol Villarreal.